Hi, I'm Ethan from Oak Ridge Hardwoods, and today I'd like to show you our sawdust briquettes. These are a firewood alternative made with just sawdust and wood scraps from our wood shop. There's no binders or anything added, and they work great to burn in any wood burning stove or fireplace. Okay, so these are the sawdust briquettes. It's just sawdust and wood scraps pressed together like a giant wood pellet. They come in a bag like this, about 40 to 50 pounds in a bag, so they're easy to handle and move around. So what I like to do is keep them inside a trash can like this right beside my fireplace, and I can keep the lid on it, and then when I need some, I can just open the bag up, pull it out, I shake it off a little bit so dust isn't falling all over my house, and then I can load the fire. To start a fire, I like to stack them like so that they're easy to light. So I just make kind of like a pyramid shape stack about so high, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side so that there's a little bit of a gap in between. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You can throw them in there however you want, but this is what I like to do because it lights really easy. With trial and error, kind of learn what works best for you, but you don't want to throw too many in there or it'll kind of just smolder instead of burn properly once you dampen it down. But you don't want just 2 or 3 in there or there's just not enough to burn. They're not necessarily a fire starter, they're a firewood. So you'll still need a little bit of cardboard or some kindling to get them going. I like to just use one piece of cardboard in the gap there, and then that should light up in there in between the gap and get all the briquettes lit really quickly. In the morning I can start a fire like this and it'll heat up and warm the house up really quickly. Once I have the fire going, I just add handfuls at a time to keep it going on a cold day, and then at night, to get it to burn all night, I'll just fill it up pretty much as full as I can get it and close the damper down just about all the way. And if I have enough of a pile in there, it'll still be putting off a little bit of heat in the morning. So I'd say they burn just about as long as normal firewood. It's been like about a minute and a half since I lit the fire, and you can see they're burning really well now. I can feel really nice heat coming off of this. So if I don't need a ton of heat, now is when I would close the damper down a little bit. If you wait until they're burning too much, they'll just kind of smother the fire and it'll generate a lot of smoke, and then that could easily reignite if you open the damper or crack the door a little bit and cause like a big woof when all the smoke reignites. So I close the damper down just a couple minutes after I light the fire. I'll wait till these kind of burn down to coals and I don't see a lot of flames before I add more firewood, and I'll just kind of add a handful at a time, maybe 5 or 6 briquettes at a time, just throughout the day as I think it needs heat. One thing that is maybe a little different than firewood, you don't want to be poking these around even after they're coals. You don't really want to be poking and moving them around a lot. Once they're burning and coals, they'll kind of crumble easier, and you want them to kind of hold the shape that they're in. If they crumble around a lot, then they'll just sort of smolder and won't put off as much heat and burn. So I kind of just leave them sit and add more just right on top of it as it goes.